matter I talk about today, be say, many church leaders these days are now preaching and encouraging women to divorce their husband or run away from the marriage on the ground of domestic violence. And say some of them are even encouraging separation, divorce, and an assumption that there was never marriage in the first place, which is total nullification of the marriage on the ground of, say, one was deceived into the marriage. So, the question when me want to ask today, when me want to ask the pastors, the preachers, now say, you cannot be one-sided when you are teaching or bringing in new laws. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is a new law that you are bringing in. It's not there for Bible. Show me where it's there for Bible. Say, on any ground whatsoever, divorce can be allowed. Where it's there for Bible? Mona, show me. The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 1 and 1 to 3, where Apostle Paul for say, a woman is bound to her husband for life until the man dies. That it is only when the man dies that the woman is free from that law that bounds her to her husband. So, even Jesus Christ no encourage anything divorce. So, on what ground is it that many religious leaders, or are not even people religious, now mainly this they happen among the Christians? On what grounds Christians now take they encourage these our Christian leaders, our church leaders, our pastors, our priests? On what grounds are you now encouraging divorce based on Bible? Which Bible reference now they use till they encourage this divorce? Because the truth be say, just as they see physical violence at home, when they call domestic violence is a broad name. There are other small ones. Most times we attach it to physical abuse, and that is what we call the domestic violence. There are also verbal abuse, which is also part of domestic violence. So why it be say, they encourage women now to divorce on the ground of physical abuse or domestic violence, as they call it. Meanwhile, they encourage the men to divorce also on the ground of domestic violence. My people say, head when strong, they're not use and break kernel or break coconut. If they encourage women to divorce on any ground whatsoever, then we are supposed to encourage men also to divorce on any ground whatsoever. Because as women, they receive physical abuse, now so men, they receive verbal abuse, and sometimes even physical abuse. So why are you one-sided in the new law that you are bringing into the church? Why? Why are you one-sided in your teachings? I want to know. If you say a woman can be divorced on the ground of domestic violence, then why can't you allow a man also to be divorced on the ground of domestic violence? I don't understand this kind of teaching. We really need to look into it, because I don't see anywhere for Bible where divorce is encouraged. So if for any reason whatsoever, the church now has decided to bring in divorce amongst the Christians, then it should be an equal playing ground. It should be a plain law for everybody that applies to all. That if a woman has a reason to divorce, then the man should also have a reason to divorce. Because the monopoly of abuse is not there to one side. Man does not have the monopoly of physical violence. Women does not have the monopoly. Women don't have the monopoly of verbal violence. And if for any reason whatsoever we are hinging on those excuses to allow and encourage divorce, then it must cut across. Now the question when we get to ask today, say, where is there for Bible? Where Bible for encourage jam? Say there should be divorce. When it be say many church leaders they use these days. And if it is now a new law, probably revealed according to many people, when we say that they claim say that they see and say now revelations, then it should be cut across. Because most times, many of us now, our religious leaders, I mean, that they hang on the excuse of say it's a revelation and the spirit and they are spirit led. Make the spirit they lead unamuguna, they put the law equally.